Hi, first grade. Let's do some science. We've been talking about matter, and matter is everything around us. It's this notepad, it's the computer, it's the air around us. Matter is everything around us. And there are three different types of matter. We have solids. Solids are things that have one specific shape. And we can describe them using adjectives. We could say it's shiny, it's hard. Scissors are a solid. Markers are a solid. They have one specific shape and we can describe them using some adjectives. The bell, a solid. Dice, a solid. Rocks, a solid. And the other type we have are liquids. Liquids take the shape of their container. A really important liquid, probably the most important liquid that we have, is water. Water is an important liquid. There it is. Another liquid that we can think of maybe is vinegar. That's a liquid too. Liquids take the shape of the container. Do you see how it's taken the shape of this bottle? Liquids. And the last type of matter is gas. And gas goes everywhere. Gas fills a container. So if you put some air in a bottle, it wouldn't just stay at the bottom, it would fill the whole bottle. Gas is the air around us, and there can be other types of gas, like when your mom's making spaghetti or mac and cheese, the steam coming off of the pot, that's a gas. So we need to tell more about these solids, liquids, and gases. I need you to get out this page called The States of Matter. So get out that page, The States of Matter. And we're going to start with the solids. And so we're going to kind of talk about the reason why. Why is a solid this way? Why is a liquid this way? And why is a gas this way? Well, it has to do with the particles. Every single thing that you see around you is made up of tiny particles called atoms. And in things like solids, the atoms look like this. So get out your States of Matter page and make your paper look like mine. Lots of little circles all packed really closely together. Make sure that all of your circles are touching. And so a solid, if you got a microscope and you looked at the atoms, it would look like this. Lots of atoms all packed together. And that's things like a marker. So take a peek at that. Draw all the circles really close together. Now the next type we have is a liquid. And a liquid is a little different from a solid because it can take the shape of its container. So if you slosh around a liquid in a jar, it will take the shape of that container. There, you can see it better. You can see if I slosh it towards the handle, it will fill up the handle and make that shape instead. And if you got a microscope and you looked really, really close at a liquid, maybe like the vinegar in my jar, it would look like this. Those tiny particles that it's made out of are spread out. Now, they're not way, way spread out, but they have a little bit of space in between. Keep that in mind. Make yours look like mine. Draw some circles and leave a little bit of space in between, because the next one is going to have a lot of space. So make sure you leave just a little bit of space in between. You can pause the video if this goes too fast and work. The last type of matter, we've had solids, liquids, and gases. And the last one is gas. And gas fills a space. So like this room is filled with gas, it's filled with oxygen. And those gas particles, if we got a microscope and we looked really, really close at the air in this room, the particles would be really spread out. Draw your particles or your atoms really spread out. I'll give you some time to do that. So when you're all done, it should look like this. Solid, really close together. It keeps its shape. A liquid, a little bit farther apart, and it takes the shape of a container. And a gas fills the room or the container, and its particles are really spread apart. You can pause the video now if you want to, and you can look at the page. I'll take a picture too and add it to our classroom documents. But this is what it should look like when you're all finished. And this tells us the why. Why is matter different? And it tells us the why. Solids have particles really close together. Liquids have particles sort of far apart. And gas has particles that are really far apart. And we're going to talk more about the why next week, but here's a little example about why there are different kinds of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. And always remember, matter is everything around you. Have a good day, first grade. Get to working on your matter page.